Greetings, my friend. Matt Schifferly back again here with day 15 in the 24 Days of Building Beautiful Strength Challenge. And today we're looking at why so much of our fitness culture actually fights you and discourages the very inner strength that you need to be at your best. See, back before I was into calisthenics, I was a total free weight zealot. Everything was about worshiping at the altar of the iron, and like any free weight guy, I was all about the barbell bench press. It's absolutely best. It's the best thing. You should be doing that. If you're doing anything else, you're a wimp or you're lazy or anything like that. That's how you become a real man and all this kind of rhetoric and stuff. And so that's what I did, and the results were okay. You know, it wasn't terrible. It was working to some degree, but I ended up suffering a nagging shoulder issue. Big surprise, because I thought, hey, as long as you do the exercise, that's what's going to get you results. So that's when I started to play around with calisthenics a little bit. And instead of bench press, I noticed, well, I can still do dips. It's like, oh man, I am really feeling that in the chest to a degree that I never had on the bench press. Not to mention the triceps and my shoulders are feeling really good and alive too and stuff. And it only got better from there when I started doing weighted dips and suspension dips. And I was like, whoa, wow. And my body started to respond in kind. And you would think I would have been smart enough to listen to that feedback and being like, oh, I guess the dips are better for me than the bench press. But oh no. As soon as my shoulder was feeling better, I was right back on it, re-injuring my shoulder several times over before I started to finally wake up to what I was doing. And I'm telling you this story because a big tenet of building beautiful strength is to do things your own way, to command your own ship and have independence over your habits and behaviors. But instead, a lot of our fitness culture encourages you to be I wouldn't say mindless follower, but an obedient follower. It's like, here's the diet, stick to it. But I want to have chocolate pudding. Shut up. You got to do this. You got to do it this way. I don't like the bench press. Shut up. You're not a real man, kind of thing. These messages are all over our fitness culture that tell you how you're supposed to do everything. And a lot of times it's decent advice and given sincerely. But at the end of the day, you're the one in charge. I tell every client that I work with, it's like, rule number one, you're in charge. I can't force you to do anything. I don't want to force you to do anything. And everything I'm giving you is based on your feedback. So if you're doing an exercise and you're like, this hurts my knees, or I don't feel this and stuff, let me know. Because I have no magic book in the back room on this is the ultimate routine for building muscle and stuff. As a coach, everything I'm giving you is based on what you're giving me. If you don't give me anything, I got nothing to work with at all. I'm just randomly throwing out things and hoping it just works, which really is a pretty crappy way to coach someone. So when we're going about developing our inner strength that's oh so attractive, we want to base things a lot off of our own experience. I'm basing the workouts that I give my clients off of what they're telling me. But you're always telling yourself things when you eat a meal, when you do an exercise, when you try a little bit of a routine, you're getting feedback. And that feedback and the experience that you're having is what then guides you into making better decisions. And that's the true nature of discipline in fitness. It's not about forcing yourself to do things you don't want to do. Sometimes that's the case, absolutely. You got to do hard things to get good results, 100%. But discipline is not about just forcing yourself to do things you don't want to do. It's about doing appropriate things, the right things to do. And you're not going to know what that is if you believe in a lot of the rhetoric in our fitness culture of don't trust yourself, fight yourself. If it tastes good, don't eat it. If you don't feel like going to the gym, force yourself to do it anyway. That's not discipline, my friends. That's obedience, which is an important factor. Sometimes it plays its role. But if we want to have true discipline and you want to have the independence to do things your way, which you'll find most strong people in life, they do things their way, then we have to have the ability to command your own ship. It doesn't matter what some yak off on YouTube is telling you should do. If I say do X, Y, and Z, and you're like, yeah, but I do A, B, C instead, and I feel I'm better off, you listen to you, not me, not some expert out there on some podcast or whatever. The stuff out here, it's good for ideas. I'm giving you ideas. I have no interest in ever telling you what to do. I have no authority to do that. I am not in a position to tell you what you should do. That's be irresponsible of me to say this is how you should eat and this is how you should train. Nonsense. I'm just giving you ideas. You take those ideas, get your experience, your feedback, and that's what you base things off of. Because when you do an exercise and you're like, oh, that worked great, you go off of that. Oh, that didn't work so well. Okay, maybe it's not for you. Maybe there was something a little bit amiss. Maybe there was something a little bit wrong. That's okay too. But that's how we build that inner faith in ourselves, to trust ourselves, to not feel like, oh, I need to be saved from some expert, or I'm, weak, inherently weak, because the biggest source of weakness is the education that you're supposedly weak, and you're not. You are a strong individual inherently because of who you are. You are standing on your own 2 feet. Don't let anybody compromise that on you. Steer your own ship. Be disciplined and base things off of your own feedback and experience. And not only will that be a lot better for building a much more beautiful body, mind, and lifestyle, but it's also going to give you the control that you actually finally want. Be fit and live free.